My fandom is so white hot. Nothing could tame those flames. So here we are.
Erica, I'm glad you could make it.
Thank
Can
you
you
so
hear
much
us?
for having me.
Okay.
Well, Ontario's biggest celebrity has to be fashionably late, of course, right?
Exactly. I would have it no other way.
I bet not. Okay, well, before we start chatting, I'm just gonna read your intro because we've been waiting for a while, but it's fine. You're recording, right, Jenna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Our guest today is an actress, writer, hardcore gangster rapper, and all-around workaholic who stars in the new reality series on Popternative TV on YouTube, Cross Rhodes. Cross Rhodes is an unfiltered look at one of Ontario's self-proclaimed hottest stars, Erica Rhodes.
Let's go. I'm rolling.
I mean, like for Shine.
Oh. Well, for you.
Okay, let's just do it. Hi, my name is Erica Rhodes. I am an actress, writer, hardcore gangster rapper, and all-around workaholic. So this is pretty much where it all began. This photographer loved me and he was like, have you ever considered modeling? And I was like, yes. So we shot the ad and the peeler sat on the shelves for about a year and almost sold out. So I think that pretty much speaks for itself.
Hi, Erica.
Hi, Jesse.
So, you know what I love about this show, and I've only seen the first episode, though, the title is what wrote me in right away, Cross Rhodes. But unlike my favorite movie of all time, starring America's sweetheart, Britney Spears, it's not spelt the same. It's spelt like cross space roads, like your last name.
Yes, you got it. I mean, seeing as I am Canada's sweetheart, it kind of seemed fitting.
Yeah, sorry, we got it wrong. We said Ontario.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've upgraded myself. Sure,
course.
like the credits in the show say Ontario, but I think in the past few months I've moved up a little bit,
After one episode, wow, yeah, it is a hit.
Well, it's just been so crazy. But yeah, it's been nuts. The reason we called it Crossroads is actually my boyfriend Bunny and I were in this like crazy fight, and he was like, "Oh my God, I think we're at like a crossroads in our relationship." I was like, "Oh my God, what a great name for a show about a girl named Erica Rhodes." And so I kind of just ran with it. But then I realized that crossroads means that like you have like two paths, like two different paths you can go down, which doesn't really make sense because the only path for me is superstardom. But
Me
it still
too,
is a
girl.
catchy title. Yeah.
Right. I never thought in my life I'd meet a person more humble than Jessie, but I think you are, yes, you're huge amount of humble cake right there.
Well, it's when you meet so many fans, it really is humbling, it's just, it feels so good in your heart and your soul.
I understand totally, Erica.
I was going to say in episode 1, we do get a little glimpse into your fandom. And what's interesting is a lot of them live in the same place, Rikers Island. And you said you have a great prison following. Why do you think that is?
Oh, I was gonna say that like Dead Girl Walking is about like real life murders, so it's all these like murderers in jail, I think, watching their own stories depicted and seeing me as one of their victims. I think it really humanizes the whole thing for them.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, so I think that that's kind of it. And also, like I think they just like the way I look, which they say a lot in their letters. So
Okay, so you have,
did
did you ever but do you write back? Because I saw you get the letters, but have you replied to any of them?
I was, don't tell Bunny, I know this is being recorded, but he has no interest in my career, so he's probably not going to watch this. But
Like
yeah,
most straight guys,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, whatever, like, it's no big deal. Yeah, so there was one, he was like really handsome. His name was Bubba, and like we kind of exchanged things back and forth. I Googled him. He was kind of guilty of some gruesome stuff, but like it's no big deal. Like it's what's inside that counts. And
In the past.
we sent each other, yeah, exactly. Like he's in jail now, so he's gonna learn. And yeah, like we just really hit it off, and we were like pen pals for a little bit, and then like it kind of fell off. I don't really know what happened to him. I think he may have gotten transferred. I don't. I'll never
Who
know.
knows? Transferred, murdered,
Yeah.
suicide. Who knows in
It
prison?
sounds like the perfect
All of the
relationship. Yeah, you get hot and heavy there for a bit, and then when you get a little tired of it, boom, they get transferred.
Well, that's totally my style. Again, don't tell my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend, whose name is Bunny. Did I hear that right? Bunny, like hoppity hop?
Yeah, well, okay, so it's like his real name is Tom, but like we're not allowed to say it on TV.
Oh,
So
okay.
just kind of gave him that name. Yeah.
Bunny's
He'll
much
kill
more
me if he
conspicuous
finds
for
out
a
I
man.
chose this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like he hates this whole world, but I love him anyway.
That reminds me of what Real Housewives has a husband. Every season there's one that's like, I don't want to be on the show. And then by the second episode, he's like front and center. So give him a second. Bunny will come around.
He'll come around. Yeah, I'm sure he will. I mean, who doesn't love the camera?
Can we talk a little bit about Cross Rhodes and kind of, can you tell us what Cross Rhodes is about, where you got your inspiration for the show, you know?
Yeah, well, like the inspiration was obviously like all the reality television I watch for research, of course. And I thought, oh my God, like, doesn't everyone want to see into the life of one of Ontario/Canada's hottest stars? So we went to a couple networks, no bites. So I had my dad hire me a camera crew, and I figured we'd just sell it after the fact because it would be so interesting and scintillating. And, we just follow my acting career, life, and everyday reality as an actress.
You know, you're very clever. Sorry, Jenna. You're just very clever to produce a show and then sell it. I've been doing it wrong. We've been trying to pitch this bullshit to networks, to radio station. We're doing it wrong. Package it, then sell it.
Do it yourself. Exactly. Yeah. The networks will come to you. I mean, have I sold it yet? No, but it's getting there, and that's what Popternative's for, we're getting there.
Are you still friends in episode 1? And I'm trying to remember your friend's name. She was on a show. And are you guys still close? Because I felt a little bit of tension watching the first episode.
That's a really good question. Holly and I will always be lobsters, so to speak, forever holding claws. But yeah, we have our ups and downs like any relationship. But no, we're always going to be friends. Like, just because she booked the role of Simone in Simone Says and I didn't, doesn't mean I love her any less. It's just, it is what it is.
Well, she's a little bit jealous. I mean, I can say that because I don't know her, but I definitely got some jealous girl vibes, and that's never a pretty thing.
No, I think she's really jealous of the show, like my show.
Yeah.
I think she'd rather not have to phone it in every day and say lines that people give her versus like living her true, authentic self,
It's important to do. Erica Rhodes, Canada's hottest star. Tell everybody how you got your big break. Like, what was it? A vegetable commercial? It was like a carrot or something?
It was a potato peeler.
A potato, right.
Yeah, it was a potato peeler. Yeah. And yeah, it was just like this photographer who I happen to know was like, have you ever considered modeling? And that was it. The rest is history. And one might say that the product was so appealing that everything just snowballed from there. It was bananas, even though it was potato peeler.
Now, if you're just listening to this podcast, you can't see Erica, but she has a heavy pour like we do when it comes to her glass of wine. We appreciate that large glass. Is there a reason you hold it up like near your face? Is it just because you want it to be near your mouth all the time?
Well, like efficiency is key. So if it's closer to my mouth like that, also
right.
I can make it known that I am in fact drinking wine this whole time.
Yeah, and Everybody should know we're recording this at 10:30 in the morning. So a woman after our own heart, Erica.
Oh, well, it's never too early, I say.
Well, you mentioned in the show that you had about 7 jobs in the past year, which was really great for you. You're obviously filming for the show, but what else do you do in your spare time?
Oh, goodness. That's a really good question. I spend a lot of quality time with my boyfriend, Benny. I go to acting classes sometimes, though I am so naturally gifted that that's not necessarily always like a thing I have to do. It's just,
Right.
Sometimes when you get bored. I've been trying to get into meditation, but I find it really hard when you've had a bit to drink and the mind wanders. So maybe I should try that sober at some point. Other than that, hanging out with friends, like Holly, and auditioning like crazy because I'm really in demand right now. So, that's
Soon
my
you're not
day-to-day.
even going to have to audition anymore.
Exactly. The offers will
Right.
come rolling in. We know that,
I'm so happy we got you on this podcast now before you're completely untouchable.
I really
sure.
appreciate it. I love
And
like,
if your showbiz career doesn't work out, maybe you have a career in interior design, because we get to see a little bit of your house on the first episode. And one of your rooms has pitch black walls. I feel like that's a very bold choice. Or is it those chalk walls you can draw on?
No, that actually is like a dark blue, almost black.
It's
I'm
blue.
glad you asked about it because like that. So that was my boyfriend's house, and like one day I just was really expressing my spirit and my soul as an artist, and I painted the wall dark. And he came home and he was really pissed off about it. He just doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what it is to be an artist, and sometimes you just have to put your soul on the wall.
Hey, Jenna, there you go.
Yeah, my soul, I don't have one. So yeah, I don't have a soul. So it'd be really hard to pick a color,
Glass.
translucent.
But I actually didn't mind the way it looked. And I've always heard that dark walls make a room close in. So I might try it.
Well, who doesn't like a closed-in wall? Fortunately, there's a few windows, so he can still get a little air. But yeah, I feel like it really represented me on that very day.
I feel like we got a little
to
hint into your
forever
sex
now.
life. What are you like into bondage, tying him up or something? What do you mean closed space? Who doesn't like a closed space? Does he like to be put in a box?
Oh my gosh, he would kill me for talking about this. I always think my favorite sex position is actually like the starfish, because I'm like a star, and like who doesn't like fish? I don't really know what it means, but I think that it's actually like the funnest sounding position for sure. But yeah, like you can tie me up depending on the project for sure.
Would you ever dabble in the risque R-rated scene?
Oh.
Because every like celebrities now, they all have OnlyFans. Like, seems to be the thing that people are doing.
Oh, that is an excellent question. I've never really considered it, but like if that means that more people get to see inside my life, then why not? You know what I mean? Like, I think that the sky's the limit.
Definitely a glimpse inside yourself. Yes, for sure.
Exactly. And if Kim Kardashian can do it, then anyone can, right?
Right.
Like, what a success, what an inspiration.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. I'm a big fan of the mom, Kris Jenner. She's my favorite Kardashian.
Oh yeah, who doesn't want a momager? I mean, to think if we all had one, where we'd be,
I know.
She would have thought of this reality show years ago.
Right. Well, it sounds like you have a very supportive father who helped fund your dream.
Yeah, he's great. We don't talk that often, but he does have a lot of money, so that really worked out for me.
Even better, Erica.
Everyone shows their love in different ways.
Yeah,
exactly. And if it just happens to be money, then I'll take whatever I can get. you know?
That's what allows you to live your lavish lifestyle of drinking wine at 10 a.m.
Yeah, and painting the wall black.
Right.
Yeah. So Jenna, thinking back to our interview a couple episodes ago, Conscious Cock, he talked about love languages. Erica's love language would be gifts.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. We learn things on this show. But speaking of drinking wine at 10 a.m., how are you in such good shape? Like everyone's talking about gaining weight during the pandemic, eating what they want. You drink at 10 a.m. and you still look so good. What's your secret? How do you keep in shape?
Oh, that is a really great question. You know, I try and get off the couch once in a while, try and drink a little less wine every so often. But, you know, I'm just really lucky that I'm so naturally fit because I barely do anything. And, you know, I try and eat a pretty clean diet, but, well, we all do what we can. You know what I mean?
Ugh, we hate girls like you. If we were in person, I'd say you might be skinny, but here's a fat lip.
Well, who doesn't want fatter lips?
Oh my gosh, it's so true. Did you hear that here in Ontario, you can get lip injections again, but you can't go to the gym?
Oh,
These
well,
lockdowns are
works
crazy.
out for us.
I guess. Well, sure. Have you been watching a lot of TV in quarantine? Have you been watching sitcoms?
Sure have. I mean, I just watched the Friends reunion because I know everyone's a big Friends fan here.
Right.
They're so inspiring. You know, it's like eventually we all hope to get there. And I'm thinking after this reality show, I'll probably get offered my 10-year sitcom that makes me millions and millions of dollars. You know, like I think that's the natural progression.
Right.
Otherwise, I kind of just keep watching the things that I've done just to stay sharp and study my own work. Yeah, and you know, reality television. Just to keep up.
Friends is, you know, a show with quite a few stars in it. Would you be able to be on a show and share the spotlight like that?
Ooh.
That is an excellent question. I mean, I like to think so. You know, like if everyone's on the same level and the same caliber, then why not? Right? Like as long as we can all play off of each other and understand each other and work together, then I think I could probably make that work for sure.
And as long as you're secretly making more money too.
Oh yeah, I mean, my amazing manager Andy would for sure negotiate that. And like, after all, you know, I am kind of a big deal in Ontario, at least. So, I mean, that could definitely be negotiated.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. As you were talking, I was thinking that all the Friends stars are kind of equal in fame. Like there's not one, I mean, now Jennifer Aniston, I guess, is way bigger, but at the time they were pretty equal.
Let's just say I'm the Jennifer Aniston of whatever sitcom I will end up on.
That's where I was going.
You didn't need to take a BuzzFeed quiz to figure that one out.
Please. I mean.
So what is next for Cross Rhodes? We can keep an eye on the Popternative TV YouTube for more episodes.
Exactly. Popternative TV. Go watch it. We'll keep updating it every so often. Where am I going? What's my journey? You know, keeping up with Bunny, and hopefully Hank, our dog, maybe like goes for a walk and never comes back. Because you know, no, you'd get it if you met him. He's not great. You know, I just don't really understand like a little dog who's like, oh, like feed me and walk me and bathe me. Like it's like a helpless hobo almost, you know, like it's just, anyway, don't tell my boyfriend I said that. He really loves the dog. And you know, he'll be fine. But otherwise,
it's just too bad that Emma Stone got cast in that Cruella de Vil remake.
A lot of people along the way. To think, I mean, what a missed opportunity, you know. I didn't audition for the part, but I think that if I had, I would have come really close.
Oh yeah, I agree 100% on that. I think you would make an incredible Cruella.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I always say about Jennifer Lawrence, the only thing standing between Emma Stone and me is an Oscar. You know, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's next? Yeah, just living my life, you know. I can't tell you what the future will hold, but I can only imagine greatness, you know.
Well, we'll keep our eye on Cross Rhodes, not to be confused with the hit movie. What do you think of Britney Spears, by the way, before we go?
Oh, what an inspiration. You know,
I thought so.
lucky is the whole reason I got into show business. I mean, other than the part where she cries in her lonely heart and all the other sad stuff, but the part where she wins the Oscar is like, you know, it's good. Like that's the part that stood out to me.
Right.
So yeah, I love Brittany and I owe her everything.
You know what? I just can't wait for the day we hear about your first scandal too in the news. That's going to be exciting. So we can talk about Brittany. I don't know. I just feel like that.
Will it be a sex tape? Will it be? Yeah, I mean, who knows? The world's my oyster, am I right?
I don't know. You didn't list anything other than the sex tape. What are the
I
options?
couldn't think of anything else off the top of my head. Maybe like drunken disorderly behavior.
Bank heist, you know.
We all know that I can handle my liquor quite well, so I don't know. Who knows? Again, the sky's the limit.
Well, we'll have to have a couple bottles together when it's safe to do so, and I think the three of us could get into trouble.
I have a feeling that is the case.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. We know you're a really big deal, and this is just the beginning. And we want to say that you might be the biggest celebrity to come on our podcast so far. And we had Kirstie Alley on our podcast. So,
oh my gosh. Yeah. No one knows who that is in Canada. So honestly, like untouchable.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys. This has been so much fun.
all right.
Cheers, Erica Rhodes.
Cheers.
Cross
Cheers.
Rhodes.